departing with love on thy lips, and oh, sweet reflection of love upon mine ears. It slipped my mind to ask for you to grace me with flame, so I turned to Prometheus to quell any anxiety suspended within me. Rid me of these rude thoughts, give rise to solicitude for ancient silence, has my hunger to reach the top surface. My pace is quickening, though a sentinel and grand specimen inside I find myself lingering, gazing, their halting stare binding. I still must reach my mark. Where Josephine falls, I rise past. Josephine falls. Do not enter this mine, for you will find no gold. Surely, Lepidoptera lingers in this place, voidless of light. A lost wanderer, I comfort and give way to Buckhorn. He was trembling beneath the aspens. Where once I had feared, I stroll alone and wondered, what are these beauties? Aquilegia, Cerulea, Dodecatheon. After the skies, rains fall and the skies roar, their decaying matter will give rise to Ammonitas, and these mushrooms will be found in the riches of those recently deceased, possessing copies of the sorrows of young Werther among. I forsake Nelson's camp. I forsake Frosty's. Frosty, Clemens be thy name, of Samuel distant removed. Did your search for Amazonite prove worthy? Did Sisyphus, with his goodly massive strength, reach the pinnacle of his Tartarian mountain, or tod the decline of the massive felspar that Zeus induced upon? Laced with lead among to impose toxicity and weigh down the body and spirit, long enough for you to pick through pegmatite. Thus, for you to meet his stone at the boundary between his hell and the corporeal world, and gaze upon the triclinic form radiated by Hades' heat, from bone to Amazonian green shade. O Sisyphus, martyr prince, son of Aeolus, keeper of the winds, durst you defy the almighty thunderer, the omnipotent, and expose his molestation of youth? But you, Zeus, who marshals the thunderheads, once again you have been exposed. And thus, I may relate. Treading north, I cross triple stream. I locate the opening in yon thicket. Climbing this donkey path, stopping to rest and eat. Along the stream sides, the origins of Shining Creek, there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of nature, and no pharaoh hardened his heart at this time. Softened was mine. I drank from the stream waters. The mosquitoes drank from me. Winged swarms amongst the trees above the flow, illuminated as fireflies in the sun's radiant glow. This quelled all anxiety suspended within me. I could hear the pulsing rhythm, heartbeat of the earth, the pulsing rhythm of the pines, the undulations, the conversations of the waters, the outcrop I sit beneath, its calling, to be visual to mine eyes. Again on I trudge until I reach the bristlecones. O bristlecone, wisest and oldest of all those living, who kneweth till that dieth part of thyself and orderest to grow, long before Messiah walked his kin alongside man. And at this point, smoky city mine also sits. You, Zeus, whose shield is storm and thunder, of the sun, of Uriel's regency, many revolutions around, many a bitter frozen winter ago. Upon Almagre slopes, you left your murderous mark. And thus, I claw soil at notice of metallic luster. 9 fulgurites, 9 quartzites turns tubular by 9 cyclopean forged rods. I shuffle granite and discover an adit, a body encased, I can feel it. Splendid crag upon Buteus mount, we now sit eye to eye. Is this where frosty Clement's body lie? A cloud blot out the sun, and the flies did recess. Zephyrus from Aeolus' dungeon did release. With this sign my mind gave way to ponder, if I surely did wish to possess Nautis, late summer southerly breeze, must I walk in frosty Clement's steps. Frosty, I am aware that deity be your death, and in opposition to Zeus you stood. You prospect to lessen the burdens Sisyphus had to bear, but when the lord of the dark storm cloud got word of thou and thy righteous doings, the tempests resided on the mounds. Hail, wind, ice, snow, grapple and rain did occupy, and the pines moaned, and the rivers roared, and a battery of light was dropped upon thee. The tunnel, your workings turned shelter, collapsed, and the fulgurites, the proof of thy bombardment, were left to be found by me. I cast these tubes into the creek as an offering to Asopus, as I wished for water to communicate these tidings for me. Key bearer of the torrential gusts and blasts and reposeful breezes alike. Aeolus, father of Sisyphus, hear me.